Take you on to the secret vaults for a minute. Grade, take out that number 19 book. Will a man rob God? This that old manuscript right here. Will a man rob God? Malachi chapter 3 verse 8. I'm gonna drop little jewels on y'all today. We're gonna get into this Bible in this Malachi chapter 3 verse 8. This is my little old raggedy Bible here. Love my Bible. This Bible, I used the Schofield Study Bible. It was given to me actually as a gift on June the 18th, 1989. 90, yeah. Something's time be flying. It's over 30 years ago. This was given to me, if you see. Let me pull this tape up a little bit here. The Supreme Angel Latif Allah from Brook. Shout out to Brooklyn. It's Latif from New York. You put in there, to beloved Supreme Angel, Brother Minister Alif AA. I truly love you, New World Gods. From your beloved brother, Supreme Angel Latif Alif Muhammad, CA. Back then, his name was Muhammad. Everybody got the name Allah. I think it was like 93, somewhere around 95 or something like that there for Savior's Day. But of course, I got a million notes all in here. Maliki Fard Muhammad Allahi. This book is 2/3 prophecy and 1/3 history. And you know me, I be going into the science of the stuff. History of King Henry, you know, the son of Edward VI, and you go into all the Jews. But today we're going to cover the book of Malachi. This is the graphic perpetual calendar. This basically, like say, if you wanted to know what day February the 26th, 1629 was on, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. This is a little mathematical calendar I used to use for my research. But the question is asked in the book of Malachi. In fact, let me reverse this camera. Lighting kind of bad over here. I'll go sit in the lounge chair. 1 second here. It's a little better. Yeah, so the book of Malachi, the book of the messenger, raises the question, will a man rob God? And we have to ask ourselves, how can a man rob God? The scriptures teaches us that God is a man of war. And Psalms chapter 82, verses 1-6 teaches us, I have said you are all gods, and all of you are children of the Most High God. So our concept of God is the supreme being. Supreme meaning the highest. Being means to exist. The highest authority or the highest form of existence in our known universe. I'm not talking about what people believe in organized religions, but holy intellect, the human mind. We cannot find anything in creation to surpass that concept. I mean, you know, we can see the limitations of physical man. I mean, certainly no man can run as fast as a cheetah. I mean, We got some strong weightlifters, but I'm pretty sure that the gorilla, the elephant would look at our strength as like, y'all ain't that strong. The rhinoceros, wouldn't have no problem fighting any man. But man's mind is able to subjugate the elements of the earth and everything therein. Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the mind of man is infinite, capable of accomplishing anything that the brain can conceive. We do not look at physical man as being all in all. Like, that's all it is just the physical. The physical man is like, that's the lowest, weakest part of man. It's his physical form. The person part. So the transformation from a liquid sperm to a solid body evaporates. The bones turn right back to stone. The flesh turns right back to vegetation. The blood turns right back to water. We come out of the earth. We come out of the atomic essence. We go back to that. But the energy that produced that shell, to produce that person, to produce that body, to produce that temple, to produce that pyramid, that never dies. That was never born. It has no beginning nor ending. So we look at our Khalik, the creator, as the creator of all creation. We call it the mind of man. We're born with a 7.5 ounce brain. As an adult, we have 3 pounds of brain. However, you can't measure the mind. The brain is limited. If I compared everything I know to 1% of what I don't know, I don't know nothing at all. So we don't take a narcissistic position when we say the black man is God. We're not ego tripping. We're actually doing just the reverse. We believe in being humble and submissive, tolerant and understanding, courteous and respectful. We're submitting our individual self to the collective self. We're submitting our individual will to the collective will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're submitting our little tiny atomic creation to the will of the universal creator that covers all in all. So part of that is Sadaqah, Zakat, charity, love, the giving of yourself, not just physical money, because physical money is part of it. We have to donate to support the cause. We should. The Holy Quran in Surah 8 of the Holy Quran is called the spoils of war. You have to put the needs of the nation ahead of your individual needs, your individual wants, your individual aspirations. A military manual was incorporated by the former Supreme Captain Raymond Sharif into the Nation of Islam, and the Military Corps newsletter basically was explaining the difference between a boss and a leader. That's one of the sad divisions that took place with like Damon Dash and Jay-Z, both of whom I love and respect. But there's two mindsets. Damon Dash mindset is he's a boss. Jay-Z is he's a leader. A boss is more aggressive, more assertive. A leader, is more patient, more, he thinks within. He's more of an introvert instead of extrovert. A boss know how to get the job done, but makes work a drudgery. He inspires fear instead of goodwill. He says I and me instead of we and us. So there's a fundamental difference there. But sometimes, when when you got a hard-hearted, hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people like our people, leaders come and go, but they can't get the job done. The people too hard-headed, but a boss will get on the move. I mean, sad to say, the message explained to us, one of the things the slave master understood was how to get a slave to move. He ran a tight ship and he cracked a heavy whip. He wasn't asking, he wasn't doing no diplomatic, they wasn't voting. Now, I mean, he knew that even though they couldn't understand him, pain was a universal understanding, as Brother Captain Yusuf, father, explained to us years ago. Now, I mean, it's like, you know, one man punched Master Fard Muhammad in his face before. Now, I mean, but the struggle is real. So the scripture says, will a man rob God? Now, I mean, and when we don't support the New World Army, when we don't pay our tithes or pay our Sadaqah or Zakat or give 2.5 cents off of $1. That's all 2.5, just 3 cents off $1. Get rid of all homelessness and hunger on earth. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about inferior food. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not talking going somewhere to an inferior system where I get hurt or shot or stabbed or, you know, you have a car accident and it's free health care, but you got to wait 2 days to see the doctor or something. I mean, you know, I'm not talking like that. I'm saying where it's enough wealth on the planet, there's enough intelligence and technology on the planet, there's enough resources on the planet where everyone on earth can receive health care. You know what I mean? But if we're going to be greedy, I mean, and one person got all this and this person don't have nothing, it's going to always be problems. You know what I mean? So we constantly have to find that balance. We constantly got to strive to do more, give more. The messenger told us in Lost Found Milestone lesson number 2, he said, I will give all I have and do all in my power to see this day for which I've waited 379 years. You know what I mean? Meaning that all we have is for the people. We live, build, kill, and die for the people. We want to make the world a safer, cleaner, more humane planet to live on. And inshallah, Sakina, if it's the will of the God in person, we can elevate our consciousness to the point where we'll be able to make the universe a home. We can terraform other planets, other moons, other asteroids or whatever. Now, I mean, there's no limit to what we can and cannot do as human beings. But the first thing we have to do is find our humanity, find that ma'at, find that sense of balance where black, white, evil, good, rich, poor, male, female, young, old, Muslim, Christian, atheist, whatever, all our differences. The universe is in a state of chaos when all the chemicals is just all mixed. Everything just crashing into each other. It's just in a state of flux. It's just war. That's just a stage. You know what I mean? The peaceful forest, the mushrooms, the moss on the trees, all of that is killing stuff. All that is war. It's a silent war. It's a peaceful war. But things die. Things get killed inside that. Them insects get murdered every day. Birds be swooping down, eating the worms. That's part of nature. That's the yin yang, the I Ching. Now I mean, the balance. Now I mean, you know, those that the Holy Quran teaches us in Surah 99, those that do a thara or atom's weight of good will see it. And those that do an atom's weight of evil will see it. So you want to try to let your good outweigh your bad. You want the dominant good to outshine your darkness, to keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's the struggle. That's the best you can do in this physical form. You know what I mean? And part of charity is making sure that the orphans are taken care of, the elders. There's people that suffered accidents, people that were born with deficiencies, mental or physical, that can't take care of themselves. it's society's responsibility to take care of them. If a good man and a good woman took care of us and they became elders in the community, and that son died in a car accident and the husband died, and you got the old lady out there and it's snow on her steps, should she be expected to go out there and shovel her snow because she can't afford to have a snow plow remover or can't afford to pay somebody to shovel? You're supposed to be like, man, you live on that block. Go down there and shovel Miss. Make sure you go shovel Miss so-and-so snow. You know what I mean? Make sure you go cut her grass. You see her house is all messed. Go down there and fix her house up. Ask if you need anything in the house that needs to be repaired. Now, I mean, take a meal down there. You got all this extra food in the house. Go see if Miss So-and-so want some something to eat. Now, I mean, make a platter for her. Now, I mean, you know, we have to get back to our mannerism. I mean, our dad. We have to get back into being more than organized Muslims. Now, I mean, if we're serious about nation building. Now, I mean, and then you'll see the blessings of Allah truly come. Now, I mean, because we find in our balance, you can't look at one side like it's all right and the other side is all wrong. That's just not the reality. That's not how things really are. It may appear like that because of your news sources. I mean, because of your information that you have. Now, I mean, they'll have you thinking the good guys are the bad guys and the bad guys are the good guys. They'll have you rooting for the villain when you think you're rooting for the champion. Now, I mean, but that's the tricknology. It's tricks mixed with actual knowledge. That's what makes it so effective. That's why it bonds. Now, I mean, people applaud magicians. Now, I mean, the messenger teaches us in the 1972 table talks that when you see the magician pull a glass of water out of the seemingly empty hat, you see the audience applaud that. Now, he's speaking Arabic that they don't know. So when he say abracadabra, they don't know what he's talking about. Now, I mean, they see a white man with a black hat and a black suit, a black cape, and white gloves and a black wine, and he's like, abracadabra. And here it is, he pulled a glass of water out of a seemingly empty hat. Or he pulled a white rabbit out of that black hat. Now, you know, in your common sense in dealing with haq or reality, that water came from some lake, river, ocean, or stream. You know it had to come from some nimbus, cumulus, stratus cloud, some rain cloud. It had to come from atoms of hydrogen and oxygen. I mean, H2O. That's the reality. You know it had to be solids, liquid, and gas. That's where real water comes from. The Earth's 71% water. You understand ice in outer space. You understand water and how water operates. But you know water don't come out of seemingly empty hats. You know rabbits like to have sex. Rabbits produce rabbits. Horses don't produce rabbits. Chickens don't give birth to rabbits. Rabbits don't come out of empty hats. But if you got a college degree, if you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're atheist, if you're black, if you're white, if you're rich, if you're poor, why is everybody applauding the magician? Why is they applauding the tricks of Pharaoh? Because they don't know how they did that trick. So what they applauding is the sleight of hand. But when you are rooted in reality, you're not impressed with tricknology. You may be impressed with someone that's so mischievous, so slick. You know what I mean? Like I think it's David Copperfield. I mean, like, did this dude just actually make the space shuttle disappear? The Empire? Like, how many people did he have to have in on that lie? I don't believe it. I didn't believe it for a second. But it was a good trick. I mean, you know, it's like back in the day, we used to play 3-card monte. Now, I mean, you know, we had in Philly, you know, the full deck gang. Now, I mean, I was ace money. We used to play, but it's like my homie is really with me. But I could be like, who got the red card? Who got the red? But we used to go over Jersey and get magic cards. You turn the card to the right, it's going to come up black. You turn the same card to the left, it's going to come up red. The people don't know these as magic cards. They know me and him together, but we know they know that we're together. That's part of the tricknology. Know what I mean? So you can't fool all the people all the time, but you can definitely fool a lot of the people a lot of the times. So our lessons teaches us in English lesson number C1, can the devil fool a Muslim? Not nowadays. Because now we have the knowledge of ourselves. So the devil can't rob God now because he has knowledge of self. Because we didn't know he was the devil in the past. But now we know the devil. And we know that the devil is full of tricknology. Now, I mean, we know that, he's the father of lies. Now, I mean, so if the devil fooled God or robbed God, it's because God let him do it. Now, I mean, it's because God let himself be robbed. So we want to be mindful that Sadaqah or charity, tithing, whatever you want to call it, your love can be cash apps. Your love can be volunteer work. Your love could be you had 10 pair of sneaks and gave away 2 pair. Your love could be in secret. You could just mail somebody a couple dollars. I mean, your love could be public. I mean, you could give them a big check. You know what I mean? But you want to do your part. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I try to do each and every day is give back. I mean, just a few seconds ago, my wife, she's eating some fruit or whatever, but we always share our fruit with the birds and the insects. You know what I mean? Stuff that we may not even eat. The apple cores, they eat that. You know what I mean? A banana peeling, they like that. You know what I mean? The groundhogs and the squirrels, they appreciate if a bruised grape, a bruised strawberry that you toss it out there, they like, oh, thanks, we appreciate it. The birds love that. You know what I mean? But sometimes they poop on the deck. I don't like that, but that's a small price to pay for love. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna have boo-boos. You know what I mean? But it's all right. You know what I mean? You're giving back. You're because we built all these roads and houses and just destroyed their natural habitat. So they got to struggle to find a meal now. I mean, but if we can donate some sunflower seeds, some pumpkin seeds, whatever, some bread, you know what I mean? If we can share what we really don't want, don't even need, you know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? It's the beauty of it is when you take and do a tiny step of good, 10 steps of good come back to you. And that's the beauty of it, the way the universe operates, cause and effect. You know what I mean? That's that Ife, that I Ching, that ghetto karma. You know what I mean? So we want y'all to understand that we need to get serious about nation building. We need not just for the ministers to have peace of mind and contentment, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. We need the common believers to have peace of mind and contentment, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. But there's no mystery God that's going to do that. You know what I mean? Master Muhammad told us in the problem book number 13, set yourselves in heaven at once. You got to do that. Use your jewels. Use the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. Use your freedom, justice, and equality, your love, peace, and happiness, your food, clothing, and shelter. Use your consciousness, that pineal gland, activate that to go do something for yourself. And with that, I leave you in peace with the greeting words of Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, and the natural peace of Assalamu Allah, peace God, your brother in the struggle, I'll leave.